we are interested in signal to noise ratio. That means a ratio of signal power divided by noise power. So for the digital system, what we are going to calculate? We are going to calculate a ratio of bit energy to the noise density. Right? So what is my bit energy and how to calculate it? So for bit energy, that is represented as EB, right? So EB is equals to PR in bracket bit duration. What is my PR? PR is the received power, right? So PR divided by capital R represents the bit energy, and my R is the data rate, that is bits per second. Okay, it is going to be divided by R because it is a data rate, and if it is duration, then it is going to be multiplied. It is multiplied by 1 upon R, right? Now, there are different types of loss, but over here, which kind of loss that we are going to consider? We are going to consider what is called white noise, which is proportional to the temperature, right? So, for calculating a white noise, what we are going to do is N0, which is equals to K into Ts. What is K? K is my Boltzmann constant. That value is 1.38 into 10 raised to minus 23 meter square into kilogram per second square into Kelvin. Right? What is Ts? Ts is my system temperature. Now we are going to place these two quantities, EB and N0, in the final equation. It is EB upon N0 is equals to PR upon KTS into R. PR upon R, what it represents? It represents bit energy. And what is KTS? KTS represents N0, that is a noise, right? And we have already calculated the value of PR. What is PR? PR is my received power. We need to consider all the loss: atmospheric absorption, antenna pointing loss, and the cable loss. So over here, PT GT GR into LS, that is path loss. L theta T into L theta R, that is antenna pointing loss. LA represents atmospheric absorption, and LL represents the cable loss, right? If we are going to convert this quantity into dB, we simply need to place plus if multiplication is there and minus if division is there. Okay, that we have already done. So EB upon N0 in dB is equals to PT plus GT plus GR plus LS plus L theta T plus LA plus LL. Now, S, K, TS and R all are in the division, so we are going to place over here a minus sign. But we know that what is the value of K? K is a Boltzmann constant, its value is 1.38 into 10 raised to minus 23. If we are going to convert that quantity to decibel, we will get minus 228.6 dB per hertz. That's why if I am going to do minus minus, as it is KTS, K is in the denominator side, so minus minus plus, so over here plus sign is there. Then minus 10 log base 10 TS and minus 10 log base 10 R, right? This quantity presents in dB, and in dB, whole quantities. Okay. Now, how to design a satellite link? For designing a satellite link, we must know what is my received power, right? So for received power, PR, that is equals to EIRP, that is effective isotropic radiated power, plus GR, that is a gain of receiving antenna. Okay, and we are going to subtract all the losses. Why? Because from the loss, we know that much amount of power is going to be dropped over there, right? So LP, that is path loss. LA stands for atmospheric absorption, and LTA and LRA represents the antenna misalignment for transmitting and the receiving antenna. Right? Apart from that, we know that over here I have represent EIRP. What does it mean? Whether it is in normal quantity or in the decimal, we must know that EIRP over here, it is represented in decimal unit. So 10 log base 10 PT into GT. The example, ERP is not given. The only given is PT and GT. Right? So you need to multiply it and convert that into decimal. Right? GR. GR stands for 4 pi AE upon lambda square. If in example gain of receiving antenna is not given, then what to do? You will find effective aperture, that is AP, and its wavelength. So based on these two quantities, you are able to calculate the gain of receiving antenna, right? And convert that quantity to decimal, you will find the gain of receiving antenna. Third point, path loss. As we are going to calculate the path loss, 10 log base 10 4 pi r upon lambda whole square. We know that path loss represents 4 pi r upon lambda, and it is a function of frequency and range, that is distance, right? So 20 log base 10 4 pi r upon lambda in dB. These three are the laws that I have discussed. Now, when we are going to design satellite link, what are different two objectives? Two objectives in which the first one is we need to meet a minimum carrier to noise ratio for specific percentage of time. And second thing is we need to carry a maximum traffic at the minimum cost. That means we are able to transmit a maximum signal, maximum rate of my signal, maximum data with minimum cost. So these two are the objectives while designing any satellite link, right? Now, what do we mean by downlink? As we know that when I am going to transmit a signal from a receiving earth station to the satellite is called uplink. And if the signal is going to be transmitted by a satellite to the receiving earth station is called the downlink, right? So in this chapter we will see the link design for downlink as well as for uplink. Okay. First we are focusing on the downlink design. In the downlink design, what are different parameters that we are going to consider? The first one, our first objective is to achieve a higher carrier to noise ratio under all the conditions, like in terms of loss, in terms of cost as well, right? So when we are going to design a link budget for downlink, we need to bridge a best compromise of system parameter that meets a specific requirement at minimum cost. So for link budget, what we need to consider is a carrier to noise ratio calculation is simplified by the use of link budget. And second thing, a link budget should be presented in the form of tabular method. Why? Because it is easy for evaluating the received power and the noise power. Now, as we are going to design a link budget, we need to consider different parameters as well as it is impossible to design a satellite link at the first attempt. So what we need to consider is we need to do that thing for designing a link. So the best method is link budget because it gives you the calculation of power in terms of loss, in terms of cost as well. So it is doing a much easier task, right? That's why we are going to derive carrier to noise power ratio with the help of linked budget equation. How that we are going to do with one example. Before that, we need to go through different steps. So, before doing the calculation, it is easy for any change in the parameter, and we are going to recalculate the result with the help of linked budget. Right? How? This is the tabular way to calculate a link budget for C-band GEO satellite. Over here, where we had used C-band, we know that there are different types of microwave bands starting from L, S, C, X, K, 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 which have a specific frequency, right? For that specific frequency band, over here for satellite communication, we are using the C band and Ku band. Nowadays, we are focusing on the and we are working on the Ku band, right? But over here, the example which is given is C band, and satellite which is used is GEO, that is geostationary Earth orbit satellite, right? This is the tabular way to calculate the linked budget equation. Over here, we are going to calculate a downlink power budget. For that, what are different parameters that we need? The first one is a satellite transponder output power, that is 20 watt. That 20 watt is going to be converted into dB watt is by 20 log base 10. Okay. So 30 dB watt will be the answer. Transponder output back off, which is already given, it is a minus 2 dB. Third, the satellite antenna gain, which is given 20 dB over here first. Okay, 20 dB. Bandwidth is given 36 megahertz. Which frequency bandwidth we are going to use, it is already given. And what is my type of signal, it is already given. And what is its bandwidth? And what is a receiving C-band Earth station, that means what its frequency, what is the antenna gain of receiving antenna, what is my receiver's IF bandwidth, and what is my receiver system noise, that is already given. So from these quantities we are going to calculate its link budget for downlink. So Earth station antenna gain is given as 49.7 dB over here, right? This we have placed. Path loss, that is minus 196.5, as we know that path loss is calculated for, it is dependent parameter for frequency as well as for the range. So 4 pi r upon lambda whole square, right? Antenna beam loss, that is minus 3 dB, which is given. Atmospheric loss, that is 0.2 dB, which is given, and other losses are also given 0.5 dB. So all the losses are going to be subtracted. Gain of antenna, transmitting power, gain of transmitting and receiving antenna. So all these quantities are going to be added, and remaining quantities are going to be subtracted as it is a loss. So overall, we will get the received power at the Earth station is minus 119.5 dB watt. Right? Now, how to calculate downlink noise power budget in clear air. So as we have calculated the carrier power, that is received power, now we are focusing on the noise power. So for noise power, the equation is KTEN. K is Boltzmann constant, K is system noise constant, which is already given. En is the noise bandwidth, and this is the receiver noise power. Okay, so KTBN, BN stands for noise bandwidth. This is given by 7 megahertz. For the power is 74.8 dB. So we are going to, these two quantities are going to be added and going to be added in the minus 20 to 28.8 dB watt per kilo per hertz. Okay, so my final quantity resistor noise power is minus 135.5 dB watt. So for carrier noise power calculation, we are simply subtract the noise power from the carrier power, or I can say received power. So my carrier to noise power for downlink budget is 16 dB. Alright, so we have done link budget equation for downlink. So if you have any question, you can ask me at any time on my below email ID. Okay. Till then, thank you for your attention.